All right, we are back, and oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was already like 11:22 p.m. That's crazy. Ha ha ha. It's so late. I didn't realize like how much time had passed for me. Anyways, last time we got a name for our person. I think forgive me if I pronounce it wrong. I'm just not good at it. Shang Yin. That sounds about right. That sounds how Miho was saying it, I think. And now we're gonna go tell Juliet and Aspen about it next time we see them and get some news. I'm so excited that I end up missing my turn to take me back to the library. Lost in my thoughts about what'll happen when I get there instead. I don't even realize that I've zoned out until I reach the edge of Mount Victoria, right where the city streets turn into parkland.
Good thing I can find my way back from here.
Excuse me, I had two little burps. I'm still within the area that I visited before, so I'll be able to use the mountain as a landmark to find my way back. I hummed to myself as I turned back, head abuzz with pleasant thoughts. If I give Juliet my person's name, I'm sure she can help me track them down. That's what she specializes in, after all. Oh no, I don't want to read this episode. This is gonna be so sad. I'm sure Aspen will want to hear all about their life too. She loves stories, and I'm sure Zhang Yin will have a ton. I'm not sure how they'll feel about seeing me again. I doubt they ever expected it to happen. Even if they were even if they were alive, though, they wouldn't remember Miho. I think this might be me analyzing Miho too much, but I just think that she's not thinking about that. You know? She has a person that's important to her, and she's like ignoring like very obvious and crucial things that could prevent her from seeing them again, just being in denial about it. Like, I get it, girl. It's someone that you love and you want to see them again, but like, they'll definitely be surprised that I'm not just the fox I met back then, but a person now. I feel like that. Why can't I? It's already affecting me. This is. I have a feeling they'll at least be as glad as I am. I may be halfway home before I realize that I'm not alone. The prickling sensation on the back of my neck is unmistakable. My instincts are telling me that someone else is nearby. I'm still near the mountain, but it's practically empty here. I can hear the sounds of other people in the distance, but they're all hidden by the trees and hills. Wait, did Miho's eyes just get wider? I was like looking down here, and I out of the corner of my eye saw her eyes get wider. That was crazy. I whip my head back and forth, but try as I might, I can't work out where they are. It's a strange and disconcerting feeling, given how easily I can pick up even the smallest animals. Is it another fox? Then from the corner of my eye, I spot a bush slightly shuffling. Just as I turn to take a proper look, the silver fox I saw the other day steps out of it.
Oh, it's just you.
So is this a fox or a Gumiho? Well, Gumiho have multiple tails, right? That's what Miho has? Yeah. Oh, it's just... Why did I read... Don't talk to me. She stares at me without the slightest movement, her eyes locked on mine. My heart jumps as the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Something is off. Then, without taking her eyes off me, she starts to transform. Whoa. Oh. I barely have time to be... Hang on. Wait. I'm sorry, I got slightly distracted. I just got a text. Hang on, what does it say? I just got like 18 text. I don't know, something about Charlie Day getting in a fight. I don't remember who Charlie Day is, but like whatever. It was just very disconcerting to see that out of the corner of my eye. But after like I don't wanna but like story-wise, it feels a little too perfect to be like, hey, Gumiho are gonna rip people apart for the Lemowskis, And now Miho's out here specifically feeling incredibly unsafe about this whole situation. And then a Gumiho appears after stalking her. Like, I wouldn't be sitting here being like, yeah, we're in danger because of a Gumiho being around, if the story itself hadn't just set up that this is how they were perceived, and then proceed to make Miho very uncomfortable with what's happened, like just in general about all of this. You know what I mean? That it just feels like that's the way the story's heading. I barely have time to be shocked. Looked as her arms and legs. The reason I kind of went through this because I was like, wait, did I already read this? I barely have time to be shocked as her arms and legs get longer and her fur retracts, head shrinking and changing into something more human-like. Oh, she's so cute. For the first, sorry, listen, everyone in this art style is adorable, especially like, I don't know. There's always something about like wearing like the mask with like, oh, that's cute. Especially if you're just a cute girl. And I love the hair. Great choice. It's a little bit more of a silvery color than my own, but still a good choice, I'd say. For the first time in my life, I'm face to face with another Gumiho. But why now specifically? If you don't mind me asking, miss, just because like this feels too perfect. Is she related to Zhang Yin? Am I saying that right? Also, I'm sorry I'm talking so much. I'm definitely not trying to stall before we get to horrible news. My throat tightens and goes dry. My vision narrows and my ears start ringing in shock. It's as if all the world has fallen away except for me and her. Yo, I love the fit, girl. The silver and black clothes she's wearing seem to shimmer in the moonlight like the skin of a snake waiting to strike, hanging loosely on her frame. The wrapped fabrics around her body and face make her appear almost formless. Her only accessory is a bracelet around her wrist. It's a plain leather band, but a shining white bead is held in the middle by another loop of leather. Why did I say lead? I recognize that bead. I have one just like it. Well, almost like it. Whereas mine is a duller, milky color. Hers is so bright that it almost hurts to look at. The soft blue glow around it reminds me of the full moon. It's almost like she stepped out of the painting I just saw at the museum. A shawl covers most of her face, but her hair and eyes are still visible. Those intense eyes. I don't know, this might be a little bit of nitpick, but like her arm... There's something a little weird about her art. I don't know what it is. And like this is... You guys know that this is me trying to be genuine, not trying to like nitpick or anything, because like I compliment this game for existing. You guys know this. But like, I don't know. There's something that just feels a little like off. Like I think like about the arms specifically. They feel too small, I want to say. Like are they too thin? I think specifically like the forearm is just a little small. And weirdly, it just feel like, yeah, it's just the forearm. Because like right here, you guys can't see my mouse. Because like the bicep down to the elbow feels like normal, but then it's just like the forearm past there on both arms. I'm like a little, that feels off. It just feels off. I don't know. Her gaze reminds me of steel. While they're the same shape as mine, they're sharper, angrier, crueler. She haughtily tosses her long flowing hair back as she takes a step. Can you see how long her hair is? As she takes a step towards me, I skip back, keeping the distance between us. When I lived in the forest, I knew to flee when I met a predator stronger than I was. Better to get away alive than risk my life for pride. My survival instinct tells me that this is one of those times. The other Gumiho laughs, but there's no humor in it. Sharp and hollow, it only makes me more uneasy.
The human pet still knows when to run.
Do you know me?
The human... What? Pet. I've been watching you for a while. Ever since you came to this place, actually.
I love her voice.
Watched you demean and domesticate yourself for the sake of humans. It's pathetic.
Wait, is she talking about Aspen and Juliet? Is she saying that we're their pets? Because I mean, that's not the worst thing to be called. But like, I don't know. I mean, we're just kind of vibing, my dude. I feel like you're being a little judgmental.
When you first arrived, I was hopeful that we might be alike. Optimistic, even. I was a fool.
Is this Miho's voice actress? There's something like the voice itself sounds a little similar, but it's just kind of like the way, like the cadence of her voice, if that makes any sense. Like the mannerisms she speaks with sounds very similar. Or they could just be a similar sounding person. I don't know.
I see you from what you are. Nothing better than a dog begging for its master's affection and table scrubs.
Well, this has been a good talk. I'm gonna go home.
We are not the same. We are nothing alike.
Good for you. I'm okay with that. Her words hang in the air, poisoning my good mood from just a moment ago. My first instinct is to run away, as usual. Something stops me, though. I'm entranced. The novelty of this experience of finally meeting another Gumiho keeps me rooted in place despite my fear. No matter what she's like, this is the closest I've ever been to someone like me. I swallow the lump in my throat and hope that my voice doesn't shake as much as I think it will.
So what? Did you ambush me just to say that? Ambush? You should have known weeks ago that I was following you. But I repeat myself. You've numbed yourself to your instincts and your potential. I saw you in that place of memories. Saw you gaze upon the portrait of one of our sisters. I hope that you would open your eyes, as you haven't before. It pains me to see your existence do disservice to our very kind. Now that you have seen what you could and should be, perhaps you can still change yourself, dog. Sharpen your teeth and claws once more.
You know, her calling us a dog sounds awfully like a slur, and I don't like it very much.
These creatures that you bind yourself to, those human and those not, they are but shackles, slowly squeezing away at which is wild and free in you. Do not mistake my words for sympathy or pity. I would see you gone from this place. But so long as you remain, your presence is an eyesore. It pains me to witness. Thus, I will do what I must to cure it, as unpleasant a task as it may be.
Are you saying that you're gonna kill us?
You will never be one of them, no matter how much you might crave it. Better to embrace what you are and can be. Anything else is a waste of your ability.
Wait, I just thought of something. I assume that Gumihos... Is it not just Gumihos themselves that have the curse on them that make everyone forget them? Because if so, how is anything, like, recorded about them? I'm just thinking about this now. Or is it just a Miho thing? Because if all Gumiho are forgotten, if you don't see that Gumiho within a day, then literally nothing could be recorded about them. Literally nothing. Well, not necessarily like nothing, but like you would like, let's say you see one, you get attacked by one, you go home and you're like, guys, I was beaten up by a fox lady. And then, you know, the next day you're like, beaten up by a fox lady? What are you guys talking about? No such thing happened to me, you know? Like, I don't know. She studies me for a moment longer and then turns away. I feel like I should say something, but I can't find the words. Whether from shock or fear, I'm too dazed to so much as stammer out a denial. Her clothes melt away into silver fur as she transforms back into a fox. I reach out to stop her, but she flits off and disappears into the darkness without a moment's hesitation. The world around me rushes back in, my skin suddenly feeling cold in the night air. The rush of emotions going through my head evaporates and the adrenaline that was running through me ebbs away. I'm just left standing there alone. Closing my eyes, I muster the strength that I haven't tapped into in weeks. My bead warms itself as I transform, my body following the same motions as the other Gumihos. I try to start chasing her, but my first steps on four legs are shaky. I've grown unfamiliar with this form, almost stumbling over, just trying to move. Maybe there's a bit of truth in what she said. I take a few more steps towards the brush, but soon give up. Even if I caught up to her, what would I say? What would I do? I'd only make a fool of myself. There's a scent on the wind that I couldn't notice as a human, but it's unmissable as a fox. I recognize it immediately. From a long time ago on one of my first mornings here, when I first woke up from my den near the mountain and stepped outside and knew that someone had been there. It was her. She really was following me from the beginning. For a long moment, I watched the place where she disappeared, then transformed back. I don't really feel like a fox right now. I don't know what I'm feeling. Some of what she said is true. I haven't used any of my talents in a long, long time. My clumsiness when I'm in my fox form, my own original body, is a reminder of that. But as for degrading myself for the sake of others, that doesn't feel true. I spent my entire life living free and for only myself. It's always been my choice to remain here and to not be forgotten. So why do her words sting so much? If I was totally confident in my decision, they shouldn't bother me, right? Maybe I've forgotten more of myself than I know. The painting at the museum and the other Gumiho herself both prove that there's something different about me, something that must come easily to everyone else. The same way all the aspects of daily life at home don't come easily to me either. I feel disconnected, torn between two worlds that I barely know, but can't help but being drawn to. Where do I fit in? Where do I belong? I know that Juliet and Aspen would say, but does that make it true? I know what Juliet and Aspen would say, but does that make it true? Their home hasn't been my home for long. I've been a thief and a liar for so much longer than I've been whatever I am now. Without anything else to gain out here, I slowly start to make my way back home again. The excitement I felt about telling Aspen and Juliet everything I found at the museum has vanished. It'll have to wait for another time. After a quiet walk through the empty streets to the library, I quietly slink inside, trying to keep Juliet from noticing. I just don't feel like talking right now. It seems to work. I can hear her bustling around somewhere, but she doesn't call out to me when I come in. Without a word, I ascend the stairs to my room as quickly and quietly as I can and climb under the covers. It's far too early to go to bed, but I don't know what else to do. If I'm awake, my thoughts will only be a bother. Better to sleep it off and hope that I feel better in the morning. Okay, and I hate to do this mostly because I want to read more, but it's just so late for me, and it's one of those ones that I'm falling asleep and I still want to do some things before I go to bed. I want to do a little writing and a little drawing. Even if it's only a few sentences. So I'm going to have to make this one a little bit shorter, and I do apologize, mostly to Beat, because I want to read more. I really do. Thinking about how I have to wait another whole week before I come back to this. I mean, I could do it before, but it's so hard to find the time. You know what I mean? It's so hard to find the time. So yeah, with that all being said, I'm so excited for the next episode and so dreading it at the same time. With all that being said, I will see all of you beautiful people. I didn't mean to take a screenshot. I'll see all you beautiful people in the next one. Hang on, how do I save? I don't remember how to save. Escape. Ah, there we go. Yes. Sick. Bye-bye.